Welcome to Degreez of Separation, a podcast where we journey to learn how we are connected and who we are connected to.
It gives us at least a glimpse of how connected we all are.
From entrepreneurs and small business owners to difference makers and thought leaders throughout our communities. This is Degreez of Separation with Joshua Peacock and Daryl DJ Sales.
Yeah, man. We back at it once again. We back at it. It's your host, Elder Joshua Peacock, Minister Daryl Sales. He's not here on this day. He had some emergencies. He had some business he had to take care of, man. But, you know, we're going to hold down the fort, man. Can't wait to have Minister Sales back again. But, man, we are visited by a dynamic man. What he does it well. Man, it's a pleasure to have him here today, man. It's a pleasure for him to come and just share his story with us, share his talent, his gift, because it is a gift, man. Everybody can't do what he do, but without further ado, man, let the people know who you are. Let them know your name, the company name, and all that stuff, man.
Thank you. My name is Seanree Lesesne. I am the founder and co-owner of JMarie Cheesecakes. Born and raised in Ocala.
Oh, man, that's what's up, man. So, man, your name is Seanree?
Nah, Seanree.
Seanree. Yeah. All right, Seanree. And what was the last part
Lesesne.
Lesesne?
Lesesne.
Yes. What's the origin of that?
It's French.
French, okay. Is it Haitian?
Nah, I don't know. I want to say I know my people's from Barbados.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
I mean, I haven't did the DNA check yet, so.
Okay, so do you speak French?
No,
your people speak French though.
I guess.
That's what's up though, man. Man, yeah. Here at Degreez of Separation, man, we like to, first start off about our connection and, what our degree of separation is. And that's none other than my boy, man, my homie, man, Cook. I call him Cook. I don't know what you call him, man.
I call him Cook by the last name.
Okay, all right, Cook, man, Cajun Cook. Man, it's that's my partner, man. So our degree of separation is one because we're only separated by one person, and that's Cook. And a good fella, man. I'm happy for everything that's going on in his life, man. It's just a pleasure to be able to see the growth in him. And as a matter of fact, man, he just had his son, and I had my daughter, my last daughter. We had them a day apart.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, we had our kids a day apart, man. My daughter and his son. They only about 3 months old now. But man, give me a story about how you know Cook, man.
Westport High School. We played football together. To this day, I still hear Coach Tedder be yelling out, "Cook, Cook."
Well, he used to mess up or something, man.
Yeah, it was that one in the back.
Yeah,
was scared to come up front.
Oh man, I ain't know that about my boy, man.
Nah, but he a good dude, man. Cook a real good dude.
Yeah, man, real good
Humble.
Dude. Yeah, man.
Just live life, man. He don't front street. He just tell you like how it is.
Yes,
cool
sir.
Dude.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, real laid back, cool dude. I got a story. I told him I was gonna tell this story, so he a little bit prepared for it. Man, back in the day, maybe about 7 years ago or so, we was roommates for a while, for a little hot little minute, man, and we would play 2K, right? Yeah. NBA 2K, and we'll just be up all night playing against each other, man, just battling. And he beat me a few times in a row, but man, I went on this streak on him. Man, I beat this dude 14 times in a row, man. This dude
he hated that.
Oh, he hated it, man. He used to be so hot with me. He used to be so mad. I beat him like a few times a night, in a night, and then he'll get up, go to the room, man. Then 10 minutes later, nah, I can't go to sleep with no L like that. I said, man, if you still want to catch these L's, come on, man. And so I ran 14 straight on him, man. And so, yeah, Cook can do nothing with me. I'm 2K king, when it comes to me and Cook, though.
Hey, he's still going to try to beat you, though.
Yeah, he could try, man. If we could pick up the sticks right now, he still wouldn't be able to do nothing with me, man.
Yeah.
But man, yeah. So, what's the name of the cheesecake?
So the name is JMarie. It is my daughter's name. I shorten it, but her name is Joella Marie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joella. That's my aunt's name. Joella.
Her mom, they got a tradition going on where they name their kids the first initial. So her name was Jacqueline. So the J goes with her daughter, so we call her Joe. Ella is my grandmother's first name. After she passed away, I wanted to name her, so we just combined it together, Joella.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's cool, man.
Cool.
Yeah, man. That's good. Like I said, man, I got an Aunt Joella, man. Shout out to you, Auntie Joella. Love you. And man, she actually she baked, she cooked. She she one of the cooks in the family, man. She could throw down, man, when it comes around, holiday time. I mean, that's her and my other aunt. They the ones to go to get that cake and get that, all of the sweeteners and all that stuff, man. So Joe said Joella.
Joella. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. So where did this? It's a passion.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a passion. This is the passion, right? Yeah. Where did this passion start at? Where did it initiate?
It was a hustle. Man, I started doing pound cakes and sweet potato pies way before cheesecakes. And I started at Avanti, and I tell everybody, I had my first start at Avanti in Leesburg, sneaking in the kitchen late at night, just making sweet potato pies. And one day I wanted to change. I wanted something different. And I came across a recipe, and I just tweaking it, and I made it. I made my first one. It was all right, but people loved it, so I kept going. And that developed a passion and love for it just by the expression on people's faces when they get a cheesecake from me when I make it.
Okay, so when did you realize that you had a gift for baking?
When I was young, while the fellas playing basketball, man, I was in the kitchen making like banana bread. I was never an outside person. I was always a homebody. I can care less. I played basketball in high school. I played basketball with the fellas outside. But just something about cooking is a peaceful thing. I mean, everybody found their peace in something. Mine was in the kitchen. And you can literally, when I tell people, you can literally go in the kitchen and that's my peace. I mean, I don't care about nothing, what goes on outside in the world. It's just me and my life, and I think about it, and I think about what's my next move, how I'm gonna make this, how I'm gonna make a future for my kids.
Yeah, man, and man, that's what's up, man. Because let me ask you this: did when the fellas found out that you was in the kitchen baking and stuff like that, did you get a little bit of backlash? Did they make fun of you? Oh man, you ain't with the women and stuff like that?
They didn't. They knew that was me. See, you got that set of friends that'll clown you. I think my friends never clowned me. They supported me. They kind of knew who I was, and they just ran with it. When it's time to come to play, I go out there and play a little one-on-one, throw them up, bust them up. But half the time I was inside.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's what's up, man. That's good, man. Kind of talk in the mic a little bit, because I want, man, your story is so interesting, man. I don't want nobody to miss nothing, man. You know what I mean? I want them to get everything, man. That's what's up, man. That's dope that you had friends that know you, that know your personality, that know that, you know what I'm saying, you're going to come around, you're going to hang out, but this is your peace, this is your passion, and I think that it's important that we surround ourselves with people that don't ostracize us based off of our differences, but they come to learn who we are and support us in that area that we are moving in. Even though they may not understand it, even though it may not be their thing, but they understand who you are. And it's important that we surround it, because we want to, we want, nobody wants to be talked about. Nobody wants to be the black sheep or the group or whatever. But it's important that know that we are all different.
Yeah.
and that we all bring something different to the table. And because I bring something different, that don't make me, weird. That don't make me less than, but
I agree.
yeah, that's important, man. That's dope that you had people to know that. So, so do you cook anything else, or are you just a baker?
Nah, so I cook everything. So I did my 2-year degree at Le Cordon Bleu in Orlando. And from there, I got a job at Marriott World Center by Disney. And then I had a job with Four Seasons. And both of them was like authentic restaurants. I mean, different HV, high velocity. At Marriott was like my first entry job, just learning the fundamentals as stock, how to cut. I think school teach you a bare minimum of what you need to know about a kitchen. You could have that moms and pops education where they can teach you everything that you need to know. But I had the traditional training where I went to school for 4 hours a day. And high velocity, you was like thrown to the wolves. I mean, it was like military, man. I tell people, it's not what you think when you go. When someone wants to be a cook, you have to really want it, because you half the time it's sacrifices, man. I mean, like when people say kitchen cook or cook crew or chef or sous chef, they should put in parentheses right beside it, sacrifice, because you're going to miss the time with your family. And when I tell you that the hours are mandatory, Saturday and Sunday, man, it used to be 15-hour days mandatory. And that was football season. And when I tell you, when the doors are open and you see a flood of people through the hotel come and sit at high velocity, like a sports bar. So, and you covers a night. And I was thrown on the grill. I always challenge myself, so I want the hardest position because I want to be better than everybody.
Right.
And that's the younger me, the cocky, the ego, like, you know what, I'm good. Put me on the grill. And I kind of failed a couple times, but still I got it. But it was an Italian restaurant, and I do pasta. I make pasta from scratch. Usually take 3 hours. Could take 4 hours, depending on what pasta you're making. And we used to just scratch from every day. We come in, we figure out what the cooks need. And we'll just go to work, make pasta scratch every day.
Man, that seemed like that's a lot, man.
It's a lot, man. You get that 9 o'clock, because I had my son, and I was a single dad at the time, and I couldn't work a lot of hours. But what I do is I go in, I figure out what they need, and I get the dough ready. Now I got my wrist messed up because I used to make the dough from scratch, and it's a lot of wrist motion. And you cut it up, you put it through an extruder, and you just cut it and cut it. Just do like, oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, so are you in a relationship right now?
Yeah.
I know she appreciate you.
Yeah, believe it or not, I don't do a lot of cooking, man. I cook, but it's not like to the industry cooking, because I be at the job all day, so I try to.
You don't want to come home cooking. Yeah.
Yes, I make some when it's my time to cook. I think we got to wear a balance where if I see her cook for 2 days and she come in the house, I'm like, all right, it's my time to cook. So I go cook. I cook for 3 days, and then off for 3, she on 2. So
yeah, man, that's a good system, man.
Yeah.
But I understand, and that you don't want to come home and cook, even though you've been cooking all day.
Hard, man.
Yeah, but it's cool. That's dope that you got y'all got a system, and that y'all can work together, and that you cause man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been married coming up on 5 years. In the next couple of months, I don't do no cooking, man. And my wife, she used to get on me. How come you don't do that? I don't cook. I don't do that. But I understand, man, that I can see that I know she values what you bring to the relationship, with that, and having a man that can cook, man. See, women, we can do it too. We out here doing it.
My mom taught me that. My dad taught me a lot, but my mom taught me being self-sufficient. Knowing not to wait on anybody. My brothers, they used to wait on my mom. I couldn't. I like to eat.
Yeah.
So I don't want to wait around on nobody. If I can do it myself, and I got 2 hands and they ain't working, I want to go do it myself.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, you ain't a small man either, so I can see you like to eat, man. He ain't fat and that like that, but he got a good size on him. You know what I mean? So that's what's up, man. To be self-sufficient, you know, and it's important that we are self-sufficient. Now, you know, I try to do as much as I can, you know, by myself, but I don't like to ask people for help.
Nah.
You know, but I've come to the realization that, you know, I have to put my pride aside, and if I do need help, I can ask.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do everything in my power not to have to ask you, to do anything for me.
Kind of make that last resort when you exhaust all your resources. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me chuck this pride and just go and ask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, but so I commend you, man, for you know, moving, you know, in that manner to make sure that you are self-sufficient. Shout out to moms, man, to instill that in you, to teach, you know, and I think, you know, mothers are teaching their sons that, you know, you ain't got to depend on anybody. You shouldn't have to depend on a woman to do anything for you. And a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man to do anything for them. But if you're in a relationship, you know, we understand that there's compromises and there's gives and takes, man, and stuff. And that we
big on that.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad, he showed his work ethic. You know, he showed me that. If anything, if someone asked me what my dad taught me, I would say my work ethic. I don't care if I got a cut, bruise. I don't care if I got in an accident. I'm going to work the next day.
Yes, sir.
Even for myself as a business and solely working on my business, there's no excuse, man. I got a mouth to feed, so I'm gonna get up every day. I don't care if I'm shot out. Like, honestly, if you met me today, I mean, if you really go back in and dig into my life, you really can't stop me from. Nobody can stop me from going to work. I mean, now it's you just have to. You have no excuses, because when you in a relationship and you got kids, they ain't looking for no excuses.
Right.
They want you to. She want the bills to be paid.
Yes, sir.
She want to come home and know that light gonna
yes,
turn on.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, I mean, you just got my dad, man. He taught me work ethic. That I got that from him. I apply him for that because, man, you know, some of these cats today, they rather sit home and let them benefit from the female. No, you're hindering yourself, man. And my mom, I mean, both of them, you know, they taught separately. They taught, you know, each and one of my brothers and sisters something. And my mom always say this: if you take heed in what I say, you do what you do with it, and that's on you. Yeah. And I was the one that listened. No matter what she said, no matter how hard she said it, I listened. I may not be the best child. I was a middle child. I was a trouble child.
Okay, so, I got you.
So I just listen, man. And I hear her talking. I be tight, but I still listen.
How many siblings? How many are y'all?
So I got 2 brothers and one sister. My sister's the oldest. I have my oldest brother and my youngest brother, and then me in the middle. Okay,
all right. But so how do your siblings? How do they interact with you and what you're doing?
They love it, man. They call me all day. Hey, man, let me get some cheesecake. My brother just came up there yesterday to get some. And they always support me, man. I love my family. They always support me no matter what it is. They got a business plan. We always talk about it. And we sit down and figure something out. But, man, they love everything that I do. They always support me. They'll post it. I tell my brother, hey, post this. And he'll post it. I think my first 100 likes was from my brother because he posted a picture of a cheesecake and he just got 100 likes, 100 comments. I was like, dang, bro, appreciate it, bro. So blessings to him, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's good to see family supporting family, man. I have this thing about, support, and that if we just take care of each other, we shouldn't have to go outside and depend on anybody else. If we just take care of one another, man, you don't need to. You don't have to lean on anybody that you don't know. And that's kind of what this podcast is about, man. Building a community of people that that we can support one another. Everybody wants the. We had a few weeks ago. We talked about celebrity. Mm-hmm. And everybody runs to these influencers. Everybody runs to the celebrities, and we celebrate them based off of, us, buying what they have, liking and sharing all their stuff, but we should celebrate one another. The quote small unquote man, you know, the little business, you know, what I mean, the startup entrepreneur, you know what I mean, if we just support one another, we celebrate one another, then we can build a network of people that are, you know, taking care of one another instead of going outside of that circle, you know what I mean? Not saying that we can't go outside that circle, but if we just take care of one another, you know what I mean? If you and your brothers and your family support one another, then we don't have to go out and depend on, say, the government, depend on all these different, like you talking about having a work ethic. You know what I mean? If we just support one another, you know, instead of talking down on one another, if I need some help in customer service, don't talk about me. Talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. Explain what I went wrong at.
Yeah.
You know, don't slander me on Facebook. I don't like that. I see a lot of it on Facebook, and I'll be ready to. You know, people, you can. Facebook is crazy. It's funny in a way because you see a lot of entrepreneurs on their personal page, and you want to pull them to the side and say, "Hey, don't do that." But when you do that, they look at you like, "Oh, you trying to?" No, I've been there before. I've been that person where I used to slander somebody on Facebook. At the end, so when you're a small business owner, you're touchable. These big corporations like Applebee's or McDonald's or the mall, you can't touch them. I mean, even if you have a complaint, you think they care about a complaint.
Right.
You don't go high on them. You send an email, but they don't do nothing. It hits a brick wall. But the fact that we're small and we're touchable, they'll find me. They'll find you on Facebook. They'll do anything because you just right there in your home city.
Right.
And it shouldn't be like that. So I mean, it just like you said, if we work as a community and help each other instead of once we up and you see something wrong and pull us down and say, oh, you know, he's doing this bad. No, come teach me. Show me. If you got a better way, show me.
Talk to me, yeah. And let me work on it. Give me a chance to work on this thing, man. Don't throw me away because you had one bad experience. And, you know, for the business owner side, you know, we need to understand that our interactions are few. You know, we have fewer chances to make that impact than, you know, McDonald's. You can have a big, like you mentioned, McDonald's. You could have a bad order. Mm-hmm. But you're gonna go back to McDonald's. You're gonna, you know.
I told somebody that last week. I say every time when I go to McDonald's, say messed up my order. Yesterday I had McDonald's, too much salt on the burgers. I go there the next day, give me a hash brown. You're gonna keep going.
You're gonna keep going, and you know when it comes to the, you know, like I said, the small business owner, you know, the local business owner, you know, our interactions are each interaction is very vital, very important. You know, we have to make a big impact. And so, you know, a lot of people have a complaint with customer service and stuff, but, you know, people are still learning how to, you know, function, how to move. And it's always a learning experience, but, you know, don't slander me, you know, give me some advice, you know, and, you know, if it's constructive, you know, I believe a lot of people can take constructive criticism and work on my, like, if there's anything that I'm doing, anything I'm presenting that's not up to par, let me know, so that I can present it in a better way. You know what I mean? I can at least take in what you're trying to give me. You know what I mean? I might not change nothing. I might change something, you know, but, you know, at least talk to me, man. How long have you been operating in this business?
By myself, I've been doing it for 3 years. Okay. Started out with 3 flavors and worked my way up to now it's like over 50 flavors.
Wow, man.
13 flavors are active. The others are like reserved, you know, stashed away. Because I recently, the beginning of this year, I signed a partnering agreement with the lady who owned the commissary. And we decided to shorten the menu and make it more. So we figure if we find the 13 flavors that's top sellers, focus on them 13 and just try to execute them to a well that we have repeated customer, you know, base group.
Okay. And so you just right now focusing on cheesecake. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Expanding.
What's the flavors, that the 13 signature flavors?
So the number one flavor, and I think everyone likes, strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
That one is, I mean, that's like the face of JMarie cheesecake. Then you have the red velvet cheesecake, the carrot cake cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, pecan, Oreo, birthday cake, peach cobbler, brownie bottom Reese's, muddy chocolate Oreo.
Man, you making me hungry, man. You making me hungry, man. And I seen one, man, where you had the pecans on it, man.
Yeah, that's
and that thing was dripping, man. I say, man, oh my goodness, man. Real quick, man, just shoot out, man, where they could contact you at real quick.
So you can contact, there's 2 ways. Well, actually 3 ways. So you can contact us at 352-299-5233. That is my business partner number. She does take messages, and you can call her to reserve your order, because we will sell out quick. And so we open up the window for reserves. And you can go on the Facebook account, JMarie Cheesecakes, or you can go to www.let'seatfreshjmariecc.net to order online. We do have, I want to say, the icons available for you can click on that, and it tell you pricing. It tell you an option you can pay inside, or you can pay online just to grab and go. But the options is yours. It's there.
Oh, that's dope, man. All right, so spell that JMarie. Spell it out for us.
JMarie. That's JMarie, and then cheesecake, CHEESECAKES.
All right, JMarie Cheesecake. Man, I have a sweet tooth, man. I love sweets, man. I just got a sweet tooth, man.
Gotta keep that dentist visits.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah. Brush your teeth and do all that stuff, man. So do you have any like seasonal flavors and stuff like that?
So, we coming up on Thanksgiving. I pull out the pumpkin. I'm gonna pull out the maple walnut cheesecake, and I still have the blueberry cobbler and peach cobbler, and I'm gonna add additional apple cobbler too. So those are traditional. I had a sweet potato pie cheesecake too. Man, that thing's so good. I do a creme brulee top where you harden the sugar, so when you dig into it, you get the hard sugar and the creaminess of the sweet potato. Good.
Man, boy, look at him, man. I got my connect, man. I got me a connect, man. That's dope, man. It's good to see, a young brother, man, out here doing that thing, man, and getting into a place where you don't see a lot of black men. Do you, when you went to school and in your business, do you see a lot of black men doing what you do?
Nah, no, Kyle. I mean, I see a lot of bakers, but as men, I think Stella's, I want to say they have somebody, but I don't know. As far as cheesecakes, I don't see nobody doing a lot of cheesecakes.
All right, man. Yeah, you the only person that I've seen actually moving like that. You know what I mean?
About promoting, man. It's when you log on the Facebook, I want that JMarie right in your face. Then you scroll down. I want to be the first picture that you see. And it's just investing into your brand, investing. Man, it's a lot of money involved. And when I say that don't let it scare you away. It's something that has to be done if you want to be heard, because you could get drowned in other businesses that's around in Ocala and outside Ocala. So you want to invest. It's like for the races. I mean, you have to invest in yourself. You have to promote heavy. You have to, have a signature brand. You have to. I mean, it's all in a process. All in a process.
So who taught you promotion? Like, where did you get your business savvy from? Where did you get your business acumen from?
Taught myself.
Taught yourself. So self-taught.
Self-taught, man.
Self-taught.
So like last night, we into CIS, and my daughter, my girl, while she's watching that, she's on her laptop watching CSI. I'm on the phone reading books.
Yeah.
And trying to look. But reading books, I'm reading marketing. I try to follow Michael Jordan. I try to follow 50 Cent. And those two icons I try to follow and try to build my business, for say, around those. And I watch a lot of what they do. And just market, just reading, just understanding. If I don't understand it, Rosario, my business partner, she'll tell me she's young, but she has a lot of business around her too. And I usually reach out to people and I just read articles. I say how to do it. Google. I would say Google and God taught me this business. God and Google, man. Trial and errors, man.
God and Google, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
It's there. I mean, the information is there. You just have to want it, man. And I tell a lot of people, you have to want it. You just can't, I want a business. No, you really have to want it. And that's with the podcast. That's with anything.
You gotta want it. Wanting it is half it's more than half you got to have a deep passion for this thing. It's so easy to start a business. It's really easy to start a business.
Yeah.
And now sustaining that business is a whole nother ball game. So it's a question that comes up, every once in a while here at Degreez of Separation is, what is your definition of success?
Oh man. When I don't have to struggle paying the bill, when I know that my family and my kids are secure, like I still want to bless my mom. I still made a promise my mom I'm going to take care of. I don't know, man, just when you just wait and when you can being financially stable, that's my success. I mean, I think I sacrificed so much. I feel like that's it. I mean, making sure they're straight. Doesn't care if I'm successful. I just want to make sure that it's there. I've grown up where we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have, things that other kids have. We just have family, and that's it. But besides family, you want to have that financial stability to say, all right, if we have it, you can go get it. I want to be able to pay for my son's college. I want to be able to pay for a lot of stuff. And if I don't have it, I mean, just making sure my family's straight.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. I love that definition of success, because we all have different definitions of success. A lot of people want to look at it like, I want to make $2 million. That's but you got to have some type of some type of short term success and some long term success. Is what is your end game? As I've said before, success to me is never stopping.
Yeah.
As long as I always, continue to put forth whatever it is that I'm behind, that's success to me. Yeah. You don't fail if you continue to go forward. You fail only when you stop.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But, and I see that, in you said 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. In these 3 years, man, I can just see the growth in you. Even though I've just met you, I can see the growth, and I can see the hunger. I can see the passion and the desire to do better and be better, man. And that's dope to want to supply for your family. When you got children, man, look here, man, they didn't ask to be here. No. They didn't ask to be here. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, when you look at those children, man, when you hear daddy,
yeah.
You know what I mean? That for a man, when I hear daddy, when I hear my daughter and my son and my children just, daddy, you know what I mean? You wanna go hard for them.
Yeah,
man.
That's a different type of feel. I mean, that first year when I started the business, the license was $700. I could have got it for cheaper. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of money spent, man. My son, my firstborn, he's 10 now. He'll be 11 next month. And I was a single dad, and I used to have a lot of orders, and I used to help him with his homework, then jump back and make cheesecakes, help him with his homework. And it's just, I do it for him, being that I do it for all my kids, but for him, because I didn't give him the life that he need as a kid.
Yeah.
And it was about sacrifice, and those are sacrifices I had to live with. He stayed. I sent him with his mom, with my mom up there in Georgia, and she seen the business progressing. She said, "Hey, let me help you out. Let me take care of him." And he don't want to come back with me. I said, "Yo, you want me to come get you?" He was like, "Nope, I'm staying with grandma." I was like, "Forget you too then." But I make that connection every day. I talk to him every day. I FaceTime him. and he knows what I'm doing, and I just pray that he doesn't forget it. He knows that I love him. He know I'm here trying to make a life for him.
Yeah.
So.
You know, children, they understand more than what we give them credit for. You know, and when they get older, you know, you can explain things to them, and they'll have a greater understanding. You know, growing up, my daddy told me and my older brother, he said, "Man, when it's a lot of things I want to tell y'all right now, but you know, I can't tell you that right now. But it's gonna be a day when your daddy gonna sit down and he gonna explain a lot of things to you." And he did that. You know, I was going to college, you know, up in Jacksonville. It was me and my pop, and we was rolling up and down the road 2 hours, you know, there 2 hours back. And he in those few years, man, he taught me so much in those few short years, man. And he broke down a lot of things that, you know, I wouldn't be able to understand as a child. You know, but in my late teenage years, you know, he broke down a lot of things, and I'm pretty sure your son, he see his daddy grinding, and you keeping that constant, you know, relationship with him. You know what I mean? He sees what you're doing, and he admires it. You know, is it something that you look to pass down to your children?
Most definitely. So my end game is Savannah. He's up there in Georgia, Richmond Hill, and I want to say 30 minutes from Savannah. And I always, when I go to Savannah, I see myself having a shop on River Street. That's my end goal. Because he likes it up there. He likes the grandma. I want him to run a shop up there.
Yes.
I want to get him set up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't want him to work for nobody. I know what it's like. I want him to enjoy coming to work the same way I enjoy going to work. I mean, this is my soul. This the only thing I do is cheesecakes. And I don't see it as a job. It's something that I love and I like to do. I wake up every morning and I put my clothes on. This my whole. I got a whole closet full of Under Armour jeans. Same jeans, $9 at Walmart, and I wear. I got like 5 of them sitting in the closet right now, and that's my uniform. I go to work and pass it down to him, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's dope, man. Man, I commend you, man, for being a young man that's taking care of his responsibilities. That's not, you know, he with grandma, but you know what I mean, you taking care of your responsibilities as a man, as a father, you know what I mean, to take care of your children, to show them something, to give them an image, you know, of a man and a daddy going to work, providing for himself, ain't got to go, ain't nothing wrong with going to a job. I got a job.
Yeah.
I go clock in at another person's job, you know, but I also have a clothing line. I also am doing the podcast. I'm taking the resources that I get from that 9 to 5 and I'm putting it back into myself. You know what I mean? I'm not just, you know, blowing money on this, blowing money on that. You know, my wife, like I said, we've been married almost 5 years. You know, she go to work if she want to.
Yeah.
Now, if she don't want to go to work, she ain't got to go to work. You know what I mean? That's not me. You know, pumping my chest out. That's just, you know.
That's how I feel about her. I told her, I said, that day I hit it big, you got an option.
Yeah.
You don't want to go. I mean, you can work. So I set up. I told her, I said, if I'm hustling, I need you to hustle too. So I set her up with a little side job. She do the cricket and stuff like that. I said, whenever you feel like, and when it's ready, when the time is ready, you'll know when it's time. And then you could just stop working and do your shirts and stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so everybody got to understand that. And let me say this, it's not a happy picture, man. It's not, because some things as an entrepreneur and when you're building your brand and building a business, it's a lot of sacrifices. And people don't understand that. And you got to ask yourself, and the question is, do you want to make that sacrifice? Because if not, this may not be a job for you.
That's real.
I mean, you can still clock in. It doesn't mean you're less of a person. You still go clock in at a job. But when it's homegrown and when it's something, because you got to think about bills. I stopped working. I was getting paid $19.25 to be a kitchen manager. I stopped that. I didn't pay my rent. I robbed Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
I took money, paid for ingredients. I kind of finaged things around to pay my bills because at the end of the day I want it, and it's not because I cars got repoed. My daughter's mom cussed me out so the thing is, I went around when I went in business for myself. I went around and I told everybody, I said, hey, I'm going in business for myself. money is not gonna come freely like that. So if you need it, just be vocal. Man, she ain't like that thing now. So it comes with it, man. It's a part of the game, and you got to understand it, and you got to humble yourself, and just break it down for what it is, and pray about it.
Yeah, man. This is not for the weak-hearted. It's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be sacrifices. Sometimes I tell my wife, I say, baby, it ain't enough hours in the day, because this is just a little peek into my closet. I work at night, right? Sometimes I don't get home 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Like last night or this morning, I didn't get in the house until about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Right? I had an interview set up at 7 o'clock this morning. Did I go to sleep? No, I didn't. I didn't go to sleep when I got home. I just worked 9.5 hours. Come home, I stay up, and I got to come to the office to prepare for a podcast, to record. And I got to go home. I got to take care of my children. I got to spend time with my children. I got ministry because I'm an elder in the church. I got ministry I got to take care of. I got to make sure I do the promotion. I got to make sure I do the editing. I got to make sure that, I do all these different things. I have a busy day, just like you have a busy day, but this is all part of the grind. You gotta, people don't see, the things, the cost of running the business. People don't see the work that goes behind running a business. This is not for the weak or the faint. This is a grind. You get what you put into it. Exactly. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good thing. Time to have the word of the day. Here we have a segment where we do the word of the day. Do you got a word that you like that you would, because me being a preacher, and my co-host, he a preacher as well. Mm-hmm. We have a thing with words, and, I believe that in a business setting that you should have the vocabulary to be, you don't want to be in a meeting and somebody use a word and you got to sit there and Google it. You don't know what the heck they talking about because, you haven't educated yourself. Like you said, you read books. I want to give you opportunity. If you got a word, if not, I got something. I
mean, it's a small word. It's very simple, but it's a huge impact. Patience. That's it. I mean, period, right there. Patience. You can't rush it. You can't force it. You just have to flow with it and understand your time is coming. Yeah, man.
You know what my definition of patience is?
What's that?
I love that word, man. Patience is working while waiting. Yeah. It ain't just sitting back doing nothing.
Yeah.
If you truly got patience, that means you're working while you're waiting for something that you're expecting to happen. Working while waiting.
One guy told me when I was making a delivery in Gainesville, he always told me, keep your best bullet in the chamber because you never know when your chance might come. So every cheesecake I put out, I say a little prayer, and hopefully someone sees it and buy in and make it big, man.
Yeah, man, that's man, I like you, man. A lot of wisdom, man. Soft spoken, but when you speak with authority and power because you know what you're talking about. You believe what you're talking about, man. And power and authority does not always come from you yelling and being loud. Yeah. It comes with the surety of what you're saying. You mentioned Gainesville. Now you're primarily set up in Ocala, right?
Yeah, correct.
And we was talking off air. You also are in Gainesville and Orlando, right?
Correct.
So how does that work?
So basically, we found a location, and we usually ask the store owner, "Can we set up shop?" Most likely they say yeah, and I try to create a rap sheet where they can go back and see, the experience of our previous pop-ups. And now it's starting to be a thing where, with COVID, things are being shut down. And if you want traffic, and I don't want to make it seem like we're, high and mighty, but I feel like we can bring in the traffic because once I post it that we're coming to the city, it's crazy. It's a wrap.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we have a line out the door and maybe, two ends can benefit from that. So we do have an event, a pop-up in Orlando coming up. The date is not clear yet, but Gainesville, September 5th, we'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then so you just pretty much do the advertisement online about the event that's coming up. How long do those events usually last?
We say 3 hours, but we'll be sold out in an hour.
Man,
they get mad, and I tell them you gotta get up early. You gotta get there early because we try to do reserve, but it's so complicated. We do reserve Wednesdays and Fridays at the shop, and it's a lot of headache because a lot of orders come through. But on a Saturday like today, I mean, we just want you to grab it and go. And it's a very strategy. I mean, you gotta strategize it and making sure everybody getting their order. But when we do these pop-ups, we try to make enough. We went with more than 300 slices and end up selling out in an hour.
Wow, 300 slices of cheesecake and you sell out in an hour. Now, do you sell whole cheesecakes at those events too?
Yeah. That's those you got to prepay for.
Right.
So we don't try to have those laying around. But if you purchase a cheesecake, a whole cheesecake, we'll have it available. We'll bring it with us when we come.
Because you have to pre-order because that's expensive, right?
Man, what? Man, I can tell you some things, man. This is how bad I want it. So I was a kitchen manager, and I had to find one moment to tell God, forgive me. So I was a kitchen manager, and what I do is I didn't have the means for it, but I knew I wanted it, and it was wrong. So I ordered a cream cheese from the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I said, Mom, I gotta start doing this. And it's one of those things, man. It's not, like I said, it's not a pretty picture. Then when I start paying it out of my own pocket, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive, man.
Yeah. So
you're looking at like $70, $80 a case.
Yeah. So you gotta pre-order those things because look, I ain't finna make this cheesecake and it don't sell. Nah, not saying it won't sell, but just in case, you don't know what may happen. You know what I mean? I ain't finna have no leftover, cheesecakes, no leftover, anything, man. You got to pre-order this thing because the cost of it, man, is expensive. I kind of like my clothing line is print on demand. It don't get made until it get ordered. Now, I'll ride around with some inventory, but if you go on my website, I ain't riding around with no dead stock, you know what I mean? And I ain't talking about shoes. You want dead stock shoes, but when it comes to your clothes, you don't want your inventory just sitting around. So, the way I do it is once it's ordered, it get made.
I gotcha.
And that way I ain't just riding around with something that don't sell. So that way I don't have that overhead. Like if I just went and got a whole bunch of shirts, a whole bunch of hoodies or whatever, and then they don't sell, and now I got to start giving it away for cheap and for free and stuff like that. But I most definitely gonna hit you up, man. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be drawing. This thing is about drawing business to you, man. And like I said, your advertisement is A1 because, man, when I look at those cheesecakes that you made, man. Oh my goodness! I just start watering, man. My mouth start watering, man. I just want to order. You know what I mean? Because when you go to Publix or you go to Walmart, it's good, but it ain't like homemade good. You know what I mean? And it's just a basic little recipe, something they slap together.
If you go to my Instagram account, you'll see the first cheesecakes I ever made, and then when you look at what I'm putting out today. It's like, oh, that man got growth. I was all over the place, man. I used to burn the cheesecakes and all.
Trial and error, man.
Yeah, man.
Trial and error, man.
Oh,
but it's good to see the growth, man. Go ahead and drop your information one more time. You
can follow me at JMarie Cheesecakes on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a Twitter account, but I haven't built that up yet. But I'm mostly on Facebook, so you can reach me at JMarie Cheesecakes.
All right, yeah, man, that's dope. I like how Cook put us together, man. He said, man, you want some interviews and stuff? I said, yeah, man, I need some interviews. Man, hook me up. And he said, you know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna create a group that's me, you, and him, man. And then I'm gonna introduce y'all, and y'all start talking. I'm just gonna back out and let y'all have. He ain't backed out the group yet, but I think he been a little nosy, man. Yeah, but I, I like how he hooked us up, man, and he connected us. And as soon as he connected us, man, I started pouring over your page, man, and looking over, and like you said, you looked at my page, looked at, degrees of separation and things of that sort, man. And that's how you build connections, man. That's how you network, very big, man. Networking.
When you want to make it in a small city like Ocala, you have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it. Yeah. Because it's hard. You can put it out, but really when you want to expand, networking, creating content, getting your information out there, sometimes you're gonna have to give a little, but you're getting a lot back, and you gotta pay your tithes, man.
Oh man, I'm glad you say that, man. I'm glad you said that.
Gotta pay your tires, man.
You gotta pay those tithes, man.
Every check I get, every royalty check I get, 10%. And sometimes I shoot a little bit more, and it just every Sunday, man, I have a meeting with myself. And I tell myself how much I'm gonna make, what I gotta do for the week that's to come, and I just pray about it, and I hold God accountable. I mean, I'm not perfect, man. I'm not sitting up here saying I'm a saint, but I'm telling you what my mother instilled in me and what the churches have instilled in me, to say, hey, if you really want to work, make this happen, pay your tithes, and you see a difference. And people cringe, and I tell, and I put out a fun fact on Facebook. I say, if you really want to see things work in your life, pay your tithes. And people cringe, and they don't want to get in between and want to know about tithes. I said, just pay it and just see whatever you're going after. Just trust God, and I hold God accountable, and I count. Even though He hold me accountable, and I fall short of the blessings, He still favors me, and I pray God, and I ask God for favor, and just show me which way, and I just say a quick prayer, no matter where I'm at. I just say a prayer, man. Just who I am and what my mother made me to be. It's traditional. I mean, even if it wasn't traditional, I found it on my way. I pay my tithes.
Yeah, man. It's a blueprint. He said, see if I won't pour you out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. It's in His, you got to have faith in His word. You have to try Him, man. Like you said, you hold God accountable, and God holds you accountable. If you've done what God says to do, right, you can go back to Him and say, God, look, your word says if I do this, I receive this. And God, God honors His word. All right, we just had a friend of mine, JMarie, who has a prayer line, and we was talking about praying His word back to Him, because that's what He honors. He don't honor these big old words and these big old all this extra stuff. He honors His word. And so if you've done what He's asked for, or He's commanded you to do, you can go back and say, look, God, this is this according to your word, this is what should be coming to me. And He has no choice but to honor His word, because if He don't honor His word, He's not God.
You gotta walk it like you gonna get it.
Yes, sir.
It's big faith. I mean, my faith is big, man. I had to teach myself that, because I used to be weird. I used to think that it's not gonna happen. That's a general statement. I mean, in life in itself, business or not, just gotta walk like you want it, and you gotta have faith, not just faith, but big faith, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I like how you talk, man. Like I said, I like the confidence, man. And yourself. I like the confidence and the things that I just like the confidence that pours out of you, man. You about what you're talking about. You ain't just throwing out, just something that you heard, but you're giving what you are. Yeah. So, man, I like that's what people can pick up on your confidence. People can pick up on your surety. And if you're dealing with somebody and you're not confident, not cocky, not arrogant, but you're not confident in what you do, they'll pick up on it. They'll know that, nah, man, I ain't finna deal with this person, because they ain't even sure of themselves. Well, I'm finna invest in them any kind of way, and they're not confident in what they give me. You know what I mean? So I like the confidence that you have, man.
To my business partner, every Sunday she get a text from him. I say, we finna be busy. And we don't even know what the week look like. I just know we're gonna be busy.
Yes, sir.
And I expect it. I go in, I go on Monday and get all my ingredients together, and I just go to work. Yeah, I spoke it. I spoke it in there, and I wanted it to happen.
Yes, sir. The word of God says, life and death in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat from the fruit thereof. You know what I mean? You got to speak these things in existence. Like you said, you got to have big faith. Not just faith, you got to have some big faith, and you got to speak these things, into existence, man. And you keep on trusting and believe we going to be busy. Like I tell, I don't even, not because it's me, not because it's mine, but I know what Degreez of Separations offers. Mm-hmm. And I know what God gave me to the blueprint of Degreez of Separation. This thing ain't got no choice but to blow up. And so I'm telling people, man, tune in, not because it's me, but because what we giving is good information. Exactly. We having good conversation, and we bringing good people before you to, it's not about us. It's not, of course we're going to benefit, but it's for the community to benefit. It's for, your fellow man to benefit. It's for that person that that's trying to do something, exactly. to benefit, man. So it's not like we're providing a service to people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it has no choice but to blow up, because we're bringing somebody with. A lot of people want to go and make it to the top and just be there by themselves. Mm-mm. I don't believe in that, man. If I'm going somewhere, if you with me, you can come with me too. Exactly. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to leave nobody behind. I'm trying to make sure that my partners, that I'm taking note of who support me at the grassroots of it, because when we get there. Yeah. I want to be able to bless everybody that held me down, that was supporting me, that was
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Same mindset, man. I take the tribe with me. Ocala's been good to me, man. Ocala has, even though it's a small town, and getting out there and working with big names, owners of restaurants, man. It just, my whole family in general, man. I got jobs for all my brothers that when I make it and when I get up there to a certain level, they coming with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. And that's best. That's the best way to have it, because you have experience with this person. You know what I mean? You can trust them with your product. You can trust them with your brand. You know what I mean? Because they've been in the mud with you, man.
And they know how I like the cheesecake. If it's not cut a certain way. So here's the thing with me. I'd rather tell a customer, no, we don't have it, knowing we do, but it's not the way I want it to go out. Yeah. I might lose business. But at the same time, when you get a cheesecake, I want it to be immaculate. Yeah. I wanted to define who I am. I'm not finna sell cheesecake and it just it doesn't look right. It don't sit right with me. Yeah. I want you to have an experience about the experience of eating a cheesecake that's different than any other cheesecake, man. And not just me in general. I can't sell you that. I'd rather eat it myself, knowing I should have just gave you you should have a better looking cheesecake. And if you're taking 30 minutes or an hour or whatever time out your schedule to come get a cheesecake, I'm entitled to do that for you. Yeah. It is my job, my duty, my obligation to make sure you have that.
Yeah, yes sir. I like that, man. And before we close, man, I want to go back to how you was talking about being self-taught. That's big, man, because, a lot of things, man, this stuff that we can learn, it's in a book. But if you go to a job, not a job, excuse me, if you go to a school, mm-hmm. they gonna charge you. Yeah, man. They gonna charge you for something that you can learn by yourself. Like you said, God and Google. Yeah. We're in the age of information.
And that's right, free, man. That's free.
These smartphones that we have and these tablets, we have access to information, all the information that we could possibly think of. But we go and we look at Netflix, We look at fight videos on Facebook. We on YouTube. You could learn how to change a motor off of YouTube now. You know what I mean? You could be a whole mechanic off of YouTube.
Even if I look at Netflix, I watched a small episode of the guy who started McDonald's.
Yeah,
just watch it, man.
Yeah, McDonald's is a real estate.
Yeah,
business.
But you seen it, I was like, whoa. I was like, when I found that out, start looking up land. I started looking, I'm like, every word, and it's about listening. It's not about speaking. It's about listening to what they're saying and just taking notes. So when I'm around people that I don't know,
yes, sir,
I just sit there and I listen.
Yes, sir.
I may not say a lot. I'm a soft-spoken person. I don't like speaking half the time, but I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, they say what? Okay, all right, cool.
Yes, sir.
And I go research that thing.
you my kind of guy. You my kind of guy, because if I'm in a conversation with somebody, or if a conversation is going on, and I don't talk about things I don't know.
Yeah.
You will not. It's a proverb. It's better to be thoughtful than open up your mouth and remove all doubt. If I don't know about a subject or a situation, I will not speak on it. I'll sit back, like you say, take them notes, and I'll go do my research, and then I can come back and give information on it. You know what I mean? Give understanding on it, man. But like you said, man, I'm not finna. If anytime I'm having a conversation with you, whether you realize it or not, I'm taking something from it.
Yeah,
I'm taking something from you. I'm always being cognizant of what's being said,
mm-hmm.
how it's being said, and the information that's given, because I'm going to retain it, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at that thing and then break it down, see if you was talking truth to me or if you wasn't, and I'm going to analyze. I'm going to run it through a whole bunch of systems and a whole bunch of trial and error to make sure that what the information that I did get is sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, man, I commend you on reading them books. I commend you on finding out, because this stuff is back in the day, you would have to pay thousands of dollars to learn this marketing, to learn.
And I have no business background whatsoever, man. Let me tell you something. I graduated school with a 1.5.
Wow.
My first A, I was in coloring school. Man, listen, I was ready to get out of high school, man. I was a troublemaker. I was hard-headed, man. I used to, man. Cook could tell you, I had an attitude out of this world, man.
Yeah.
But things had to turn. I had to make a change, man. I'm not defined by my 1.5. I'm not defined by my trouble.
Yeah.
I'm defined by what I put out now, and I try to present that, because when I walk out the house, I represent people.
Yeah.
I'm around. Represent my mother. I'm a seed of her. So if I'm acting out in public, I'm making her look bad.
Yeah.
I'm making my kids look bad. Now, if you touch them and you harm them,
that's a whole new story.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, man. Man, that man is about his business, and he ain't come to play no games, man. Again, man, y'all go check out JMarie Cheesecake, man, on Facebook, on Instagram. Man, check him out, support him, man. I'm definitely gonna support him. I'm gonna put some orders in as soon as we get off air, man, because I want to make sure that I support him, man. I'm gonna link all this stuff up, man. We gonna get this episode out to the people, man. Y'all just support this man. He's just trying to establish himself, provide for his family. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and coming and just having this conversation with us, man. And we just appreciate you, man. Again, shout out to DJ, man. We look forward to you joining back, man, next time, hopefully, man. And our prayers are with you, man. And we just just again appreciate you, man. You can find us at Degreez of Separation on everything. You can find us at Degreez of Separation, DEGREEZ of Separation, DegreezSeparation.com, Degreez of Separation at gmail.com, Degreez of Separation on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, man, all of it, man. Just come in, man, check us out. We may be 1 or 2 degrees separated between each other, but when it comes to God, we should always be 0 degrees of separation, and we are.